Hello everyone and welcome to Miners Haven Winter Edition. Miners Haven More White Edition. Miners Haven White Balls Edition. Now the thing we are covering today, because it took me 3,000 rebirths to get it, but I finally got the Black Dwarf. So I'm going to make a comparison video with just my setup. I'm not going to make any changes to my setup. My setup is still outdated until I get the rest of the items that I need, so I'm just going to keep it as it is. I haven't added any of the new reborns or upgraders. That'll be in a newer video. I'm just going to use my ordinary setup and see Black Dwarf or Stars. Which one is more worth your time? This will be an ultimately more significant advantage for the Black Dwarf because of the amount of upgraders I have. So this will really be a good test. So yes, I think I'm going to get into it right now. I will start with the normal neutron stars. So here's my ordinary old setup as it currently stands. I did add the skull teleporter to it, and I added the 2 contrabands. But other than that, I really haven't added anything new. Other than... there's a few new things, just not everything new thing. So, now I am waiting for the ores to come in. This usually takes a minute. So usually during this time I'm AFK or just doing something else. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, it is finally that time to get rid of the teleporter, and now I wait a little bit more for the upgraders to do their magic to the rest of the ores. Okay, now the ores are ripe enough, so now I'm gonna swell up this upgrader. Good to go now, so now I'll release the ores. This ore is already coming for some reason. That wasn't part of the setup. Now we got these. I'll just power these up real quick. Okay, now my furnace of choice is going to be the Dreamer's Terror, so once it gets to that time, this thing will be, yeah. Last ore gets carried by the Pirate Cove to swollenness. This is usually when I have to come back and power this thing up a little bit more, and then yeah. Alright, it's good. So pretty much it's just stars with 2 loops, or no stars and 3 loops. That's the question of the year. And since this is a pretty burly setup to test it with, this will be an ultimate test of which one is better. First loop has been completed. Besides this ore, which is now making its way down, which is a pretty swole ore. It's going to be hard to beat that price from the first loop. Ores are making their way to the final upgrader right now, and this will be the last loop that they'll be able to do. Hopefully all of them don't get blown up by the Hydro Blaster. Oh, who am I kidding? They will. Wow, it seems like it was true, because that's not a lot left. Well, what I have left anyway is getting upgraded pretty significantly. Oh, I have a few. One of them being negative 64 non-nillion. Nice, nice. Oh, those are still some good ores coming. Well, it's too late now. Okay, Dreamer's Terror. This will conclude the star portion of this. That's a pretty juicy ore right there. That's not a juicy ore right there. Sadly, that's the last one we have coming, so I'm just gonna do that real quick, get rid of that. I just have to be careful with this furnace because it can just completely make your setup ruined. It's a small chance, but it can still happen where it just gives you $0.1 instead. That's a really bad sign. I'm gonna get rid of that. Alright. E plus 199 was what I got from this. Okay, 199 is actually below average for this setup. I usually get about E plus 205 or something like that. But, I mean, it's close enough. So I'll just go ahead and take this. And now we will do the Black Dwarf portion of this. And now it's just a matter of what mine I use. I think what I'm going to do is pull out Gargantuan and put it through the Witch's Cauldron. And then that'll be our mine ore right there. Our ores are making their way. I just realized I've not done anything with this yet. Oh. Maybe I can't use Gargantuan ores because they're all just going to do this. Well, that's cool. Then my ore of choice will be this mine. The next best. They've made their way through the Tesla refuter and they're coming back for their first loop. Let's go ahead and look at that price real quick. It's probably not going to be very good. TVG, so that's about where they are usually at the end of the first star setup, so this isn't going very good already. But I guess we'll see. Like that ore, for example, is actually decent. It's a normal QTV. Wonder if there'll ever be a evolution of the Black Dwarf. And what would it even do? SSTG, QNTV, not bad, not bad. And it'd still have to go through the Black Star. Or Black Dwarf, whatever it is. Yeah, so Dead Star, basically. Negative QNV. Alright, but goodbye. Alright, Tesla number 3. This will be the first time I actually use this thing. Okay, well, all my ores keep getting stuck on the ore hoister, so I guess I gotta completely get rid of that item. I don't know why the ore hoister doesn't work well anymore with any upgrader that isn't the Symmetrium one. So I'm gonna teleport them with the ore nebula and hope they live. Okay, well, I guess that's better than nothing. I am going to just get rid of that Hydra Blaster because if they're gonna die is the point. Not going very good for the Black Dwarf version of the setup because for some reason the ore hoister struggles with... It's probably this doing it, honestly. If I got rid of the Molten Forge, they'd probably do a lot better. But I didn't really feel like doing that, so I guess we'll see how they do without it. Those are some decent prices in there. This might be closer than I thought. The Black Dwarf is still worse, but not by as much as I thought. And considering I wasn't even using Gargantuan ores, and not even all the upgraders, and I was using the Molten Forge, which is actually a drawback to this setup, these ores are actually worth a bit. I feel like once the Black Dwarf gets an evolution and a few more items come out, they could actually beat the stars. Now the real question is, for me, which one would be faster, the stars or the Black Dwarf? I feel like it'd be kind of a toss-up. The stars I would have an easier time using because I can just go AFK for the first couple of minutes. But with the Black Star, I need to have full maintenance over my setup, which, I mean, I don't really especially like, because I like to have a little bit of downtime when I'm playing for 5 hours. But we'll see the final prices. About 186. That skips me 15, surprisingly. We got any more swole prices coming? That's a juicy one. 192 is what we end with. So that is pretty significant. 192 versus 199 in this case. So I'll take that 17. Get myself an Overlord device. And yeah, that was the slight change with the... So yeah, the Black Dwarf is slightly worse. If I didn't have the Molten Forge, it'd probably be a lot closer. At the moment, I would still go with the stars in my case, because I just prefer the little bit of AFK. If I wanted full maintenance, and I had all the ores situated for the, you know, corrective setup, like, I should have a different, slightly varied setup for non-stars, then, because you'll have more room, too, because you won't be having a line set up for stars, then yeah, I think honestly it's about a toss-up between the two of them. So yeah, that's about it. I will label this a tie. The whole point of the Black Dwarf was to compete with stars. I don't think it was necessarily supposed to beat them. It's for people who didn't want to loop. That's what it's there for. And honestly, if you can get a whole setup with the Black Dwarf that you like, and you don't even have to loop it like I did with my setup. I mean, I only had to do that because I'm life 28,000. But most of you aren't life 28,000. Most of you are probably in the 5,000 to 10,000 range. So the Black Dwarf for you guys would be very useful, because all you would have to do is use your strongest upgraders, and it would work just fine. Because then the stars will definitely probably be in a disadvantage then. But for late game, the stars are still a little bit superior over the Black Dwarf. So yeah, I think this ends my science research homework on the stars versus the black dwarfs. If you enjoyed this video, I guess like it if you want to. I mean, more Miners Haven videos are coming down the line, so if you're excited for that, be excited. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.